Welcome to another episode of the WireTap podcast. This is episode number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed number 4. And with one of your hosts, Alex.
I'm Carlos. It's good to have everybody. We've got a lot of feedback, Alex. I don't know about you, man, but we're having some listeners reach out to us, letting us know that they're listening. First of all, I think before we kick off the show, ladies, we want to say what Alex said last week. No, you are not cats, not at all. But I believe he was trying to be as nice as he could and as forthright as he could. It just came out differently. So besides that, man, Alex, let me ask you something.
No, hold on.
Go ahead. You know what? You do have the ability to defend yourself, my friend.
No, I was just basically saying with that statement was that I don't think women like for us to be all over them, especially when especially at the beginning. You're gonna push them away because you're probably too clingy. And
Clingy, yeah.
clingy, yeah, you maybe too much, and they don't like that. They respond better to show them some space. But anyways, go ahead.
Listen, man, I don't know about you, but this morning I thought to myself, I don't know. We don't really like to share. I don't know about you. This is why I'm saying that is we don't really share what our mornings are like, right? Sometimes my mornings can be absolutely just crazy because of how, just the day kicks off, right? I could wake up late or not. But sometimes, I don't know about you, man, my morning routine, I try to stick to it. You got morning routine by any chance?
Yeah,
and don't lie. Don't give me none of this. I do 127 push-ups every morning.
No,
don't do all that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let me share a little bit of my morning routine. So I get up at 5:00 every single morning. I start exercising. I just kidding. That's a TikTok thing.
I knew that. I knew. I see. All you needed now. All you needed is a song in the background and then this.
No, you ever seen the TikToks where the people were laughing like, "What you do? What 5:00 you exercise? What?" No. So
5 a.m.
Actually, my morning routine is quite simple. It's quite simple. I get up at say 7:45 or so, and then I just
you sound like it's one of those moments like
and then I just
7:45. Yeah.
I just get ready, brush my teeth, do what I need to do, and then I literally walk downstairs, fire up my computer, and start to work. Good. Take a 15-minute break in the morning, go get my coffee, sit back down, and just continue working and answering emails, doing this, getting back to work, doing quotes, engineering stuff. And that's normally my normal routine. On the phone constantly,
you just
on and
throw
off.
in the engineering stuff. All right, I got something for you. Go ahead. I do
No,
some
no,
engineering things.
yeah, it's some engineering stuff, little things here. It's just my
Good.
routine.
No,
You asked
yeah.
what I did. That's what I do, right?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're
I'm
engineering.
not trying to show off or nothing, but that's just what I do. It's just part of my daily routine.
And it sounds like to me you're a coffee drinker, of course, but you're not like a full hardcore breakfast guy.
No breakfast. No breakfast. I just
None,
drink
nada, no
not
breakfast, no
no just,
bar, no drink,
no just my coffee.
no
Just the
misquecito
coffee.
from Chick-fil-A.
You know, if there's some Mexican pan dulce, right? I sometimes will
Oh,
get that, and sometimes I'll dip it in my little coffee and just
oh,
tear
yeah,
that up.
yeah.
But those are
I hear you. I hear you.
maybe
But
like
that's
once a
random.
week. That's random.
Yeah.
It's typically just coffee, and then I slowly drink it, and then just to lunch, take a lunch break for like
Yeah.
30 minutes, then hop
Yeah.
back on the computer and continue working.
Yeah.
That's typically my morning routine, except sometimes when I have to go up and go to meetings. But
Of course.
what's your morning routine?
Man, I've never been an early riser. I've always said that I want to be that 5 a.m. guy. I really do. I want to be the 5 a.m. guy. And the worst part is I'm always the 5 a.m. guy. Check this out. I'm the 5 a.m. guy when it's a weekend. You ever wake up? Anybody out there ever wake up really good, but it's a weekend and you're like, man, this is when I needed to sleep in, right? This is where I really needed that rest time, right? And then before you know it, you're the first one up and you got, you're just enjoying that moment because you're the first one up. But for me, man, I do around a 7:15. I snooze till about 7:30. I do. I prepare myself mentally that I got to tell this body that it's got to get up. And when I get up, of course, I go to the restroom, handle my business in the restroom. Of course, brush my teeth, get ready. But I always turn before I grab my phone, because what I end up doing is I grab my phone and I turn the television on. And the reason I turn the television on is to watch CNBC, right? The bell kicks on around 9:30, but before then there's interviews, there's things happening, there's quarterly releases. And that's one of my favorite things in the morning when it comes to the stock market. So prior to that is I always find some time to just be. You ever done that? To just be, to just, you can call it praying, you can call it meditating, you can call it time of solitude. I try to squeeze in at least 3 minutes just to prepare my mind, right? Just to get my mind ready, just to get ready for the day, anticipate what's coming. And then I get up, man, I get dressed. I don't have, I do have the luxury of staying home. I'm not going to lie. I could do that any day, but I got a team. I got a team that I got to empower. I've got staff meetings. I got meetings over Zoom that I could do at home, but I really do it for my team, bro. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are days that I'm like, you know what? This week I'm just gonna work from home. But the problem is my team needs me, and then they'll reach out to me during IM or we'll do a Zoom call. But I mean, the reality is that for me is I got to be there for my people, and that's what I do. But as soon as I get ready, man, first thing I do every morning is I always go to the post office. Always, every morning, first thing I do, because there's things that are at the post office waiting for me. They could be bills, they could be money, who knows? It changes from day to day. But as soon as I leave that post office, man, I'm a Chick-fil-A person. I try not to do Starbucks.
Wow.
I really do. I try not to do Starbucks because Starbucks is just it's just overpriced, man. It's overpriced. I'm done with it. I used to be
Not,
hardcore into
yeah,
the
their
Bucks,
coffee
but I
tastes a
stopped,
little
man.
weird to me. Yeah, their coffee tastes a little weird to me. I like to drink Pete's at the Big Bang. It's awesome. The flavor of the coffee, I really love it. It's medium
Yeah.
roast, and
Oh,
that's the one that I really enjoy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You a cold coffee or a hot coffee?
No, it's a medium hot, but not really hot. I don't like my coffee really hot, so I have to wait till it kind of comes down a little bit, and
Okay.
then
So medium
actually I
hot.
could. It's like 140 degrees.
You okay? Are you? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When you go to Starbucks, are you that guy, bro? Are you
Yeah.
that guy who says, "Hey, if you have the ability to make my
No, no,
temperature
no.
when it comes,"
So hold
okay.
on. No, no.
Are
So
you a
let
double
me.
cupper though? Are you a double cupper?
No, no, no. It's
Okay, I was
just
about to hang
like
up on you, man. I'm sorry.
so. So first of all, back in the days, I just started drinking coffee not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee
But
drinker.
when I used to go to Starbucks, I used to go for their hot chocolate because they actually make it with milk.
Best part of
Mm.
waking up.
So when I would go through the drive-through, I would just tell them, "Hey, can I get a venti, hot chocolate at 140 degrees?" And they perfect every single time.
Bro, you make me want to throw something at you right now. How do
Dude,
you?
why?
Are they really sticking the thermometer in there?
No, no, no. They have already a set temperature. All they go is just boom, and then it's ready to go. They don't really know. They have a measurement. That's why I said 140 degrees because that's their measurement for the like medium hot.
So when you grab it, because I know, man, you are so bougie
What?
sometimes. Listen,
What?
so wait a minute. So you go to Starbucks and you say, now make sure it's 140 degrees, and then you wait in
I
your
don't
line,
tell
and then
them
you
make
get to
sure.
the listen, you get to the line, you get to the window, and you grab it, right? You grab it. Do you feel it? Do you taste it just to make sure? Because
No,
what
so
if
you
it's too hot? What if it's too hot? What do? Are you the guy
no,
who
no,
sends
no.
it back?
No, 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 no. You just if it's too hot, dude, you just wait until it chills a little bit. But no, dude, all you have to tell them is 140 degrees, and they cook.
Yeah,
I mean, I cook it. Look at me. They give it to you at the right
yeah.
temperature. It's
Yeah,
perfect. I don't
it's
have to
it's
anyway.
interesting you would do that. I mean, I'm not surprised, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that. Okay.
It's a life hack.
Yeah, it's a
If you
life
don't like
hack.
it,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's a life. It's a life hack. Now, for me, I have a little bouginess. My Chick-fil-A in the morning. If it's just a drink, I'll do a large sweet tea. It's diabetes in the morning, right? I need that caffeine as
mhm.
much as possible, just in a different kind of way. So it's my sweet tea, light ice, and a splash of lemonade. Don't give me the half. It's too much sugar in the morning. I don't want all that. I want just a splash, just a
Oh,
splash. And if it's not, and I'll do it, man. I'll go up to the window and I'll just say, "Is this a splash? Is this a splash?" And they'll say, "Yes, sir, it's a splash." Okay, fantastic. Because
dude,
sometimes
you were
I'll drink
talking
it.
about, dude, you were talking about my 140 degrees, and you're worse. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey man, let's move on, dude. Have you caught
Yeah.
the new? Have you
No.
caught the new Nikes? Have you seen the new
Yeah.
Nikes?
So I don't know if a lot of our fans, and I don't think we actually talked about sneakers, but
Oh man, we're
big time.
sneakerheads. We haven't really talked much about that.
Yeah, well, we'll bring that up in the show eventually.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, dude, I did watch the Nikes. Obviously, I think my brother shot me the message, but it's the Nike Go Fly Easy, right?
It's
It's the
crazy.
new show. It's a show. I mean, not a show. It's a shoe that I don't know, man. It's like a slip on. It looks kind of cool. I don't know if you guys had a chance, but maybe go check it out. But it's a shoe that you're
Say it
able to
again. It's
just
the Nike Fly
Nike
Ease.
Ease. Yeah, Go Fly Ease.
EASE.
Correct. And what
Right?
it
Yeah, yeah,
does, it
yeah.
kind of you slip your foot into it, and then you kind of push it down, and you're able to go. You get ready to leave. It just kind of and it comes out. But the only
It's not. It's
problem
a
is,
slip on, but not right.
it's kind of more like a sneaker. But the thing is, I
It's
don't know
impressive.
how many of you guys are out there, and there's a lot of math that went into the shoe, and obviously they
It's
made it where
incredible.
it's uh it's gonna be last a long time, obviously, right? Because Nike
Uh
has a
huh.
2-year warranty. If you didn't know that, if you ever get the sole that it's unglued, and you just call them up, and they'll either refund you, do a credit for a new
Always.
shoe.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
So, but man, I don't know how many of you guys were out there, and I don't know if you remember in school when you're walking, and did somebody flick you from the
Steps on.
back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you turn
Dude,
around.
this shoe is gonna come right out. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's exactly what happened in this situation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it.
yeah.
I get it. But here's the thing, man. For me, it's the technology behind this.
Okay,
It is
from
so perfectly. It's not the prettiest shoe, right? It's not. It's not
no
the dopest shoe, right? The colorways are a bit light for me.
the black
That's
one.
just
I don't know
me.
if you saw the black one. The black one
I
looks
haven't seen the
pretty. I
black
mean,
ones. That's a good point.
I wouldn't mind the black one so much. I think the black one looks pretty cool. Except the technology, like we said, a lot of math. The guy who went. I mean, there's calculus and all kinds of formulas that went
Oh
into the
yeah,
shoe
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
make it.
Absolutely.
So it's very impressive, and I'll be you know what I'd be intrigued is to see if
What?
any other company starts picking this up, like
Mhm.
try to copy this idea.
Well, everybody copied the Yeezy, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that because last time we had to cut that from the segment because we'll come back to that. But I agree with you. I really do. I love the internal lacing mechanism. You don't have to tie your shoe, right? I mean,
No,
ultimately, you don't have to
no.
tie your shoe. You just basically kind of just pull, right?
Yeah, you just kind of like you
Yeah.
just you one and you hold it and then it goes up and then you pop it out. Then you do the other one and it pops out.
Yeah, you
So
pull
it's
one loop to tighten and another one to release. And
yeah,
listen, that's the American. I shouldn't say the American.
laziness.
That's just laziness at its best. But the technology behind it, you got to think about people who are. I mean, let's go to people who are handicapped, right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I think about them. I think
Yeah.
about those that who can't really bend down. Which kind of falls in line with the handicapness. But the technology behind this is just incredible. Now, the problem with the black ones, we're talking two bills. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a bit overpriced for a
No,
tennis
so
shoe.
but like you said, okay, so this is not gonna be a sports shoe. It's not gonna be
No,
something that
no.
you go and do
But
some
they call it an
exercises or
athlete
running.
shoe. You know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't see it, dude. I just don't see the shoe like being one of those shoes that runners take it, right? It's not
Yeah,
a
yeah,
runner
yeah, yeah,
shoe.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
believe it
no,
is.
no, no, no. I wouldn't wear this as a runner. No, not at
I mean,
all.
imagine if you somehow the shoe fall. I mean, you're running kind of. Nah, I mean, you can
That
hurt
would hurt.
your feet. Yeah, no, I wouldn't use it for that for sure.
I would be interested just to go to the store, try it out, do a test walk, test run, just to see what the feel is. I mean, I would probably even buy them and return them the next day if I don't like them. But I love the Zoom cushion technology. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's at ease, man. It's a very different type of shoe. I mean, the only reason I brought this up is because it's easy, it's smart, it has technology involved in it. Of
So
course, the math that took place, the
the
collapsible
tensioner.
heel. You kidding? The one
Yeah.
hand pyramid.
So basically, it's the tensioner band. It's really almost like just like a rubber band. And I was
Yeah,
hearing one of the
yeah.
guys, the creator, and basically what they had is like they perfected the shoe at a certain size, but then once you got big, like they had issues where because so they had to come up with the whole formula and how to make it, and they basically perfected it for all those
Uh-huh.
sizes,
Uh-huh.
and that's kind
Yeah,
of
I
impressive,
watch
right?
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah. It's very impressive. Very impressive. I don't know if this is, I don't know if this hits the fashion, right? I don't know if this hits those fashion points, right? But it certainly makes the shoe game pivot, right? And it'll get done. But at this point, I'm at that price point of $200.
yeah.
I don't know if it's worth
Anyways,
two bills. But anyway,
yeah.
speaking of money and
No, so yeah, I
spending
was
money.
gonna. Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
just
let's
gonna
talk
pivot
about
on
this
it. Go
next
ahead.
item. I know you. This is all about. I know this is what you definitely want to talk about. I know that for sure.
No, so Elon, right? Or Elon, our boy, Mister Wave Maker,
A Waymaker. For some reason,
Wave
that feels
Maker.
sacrilegious.
No, I say Wave Maker,
Oh,
right? Not
wave. My bad.
yeah,
I thought you said like Waymaker. I'm like, well, that's kind
no,
of sacrilegious,
no,
but
like a
okay.
wave, right? Because he's leading the wave of all these new innovation, pushing the
Yeah.
boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
I don't know if you believe that because I mean, think about all the companies that my boys got, Boring Company, and all these, the SpaceX, and he
Yeah.
pushing all these different.
Yeah.
He's expanding.
Even
He's making.
though Tesla is losing money, SpaceX is paying the bill. You know that,
Well,
right?
yeah, but supposedly they got like $19 billion in cash flow. I mean, not. I mean, basically in
I
cash, they
want to see
have
the
it on
balance
hand.
sheets, right? Yeah. And then now he's
But
involved in Bitcoin, which
and that's
hopefully, right? Hopefully, this creates more of a supply and demand opportunity, right?
and that's our main topic of the day, right? It's Elon buying Bitcoin. He's I don't know if you catch the news, right? Where he was basically hyping Dogecoin and doing all these memes and saying, "Hey, Dogecoin to the moon, where it's going," and he was hyping it up, and of course made it shoot a little bit higher on price. But I would be cautious of Dogecoin, right? Because
Yeah. It's part of that whole Wall Street bets, man.
they dump no they dump a lot of it. They dump a lot of it. They make a lot of those coins, so it's not like Bitcoin where it's basically a set uh coins out there. So the
Yeah.
price goes up and down because it depends on the market. You're not always just printing it, right? Kind of like
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
Dogecoin is doing. But
But the fact that he's taken it now, right? Now you can basically buy a Tesla vehicle. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can
mhm,
now buy a Tesla vehicle with Bitcoin. And not only
correct,
can I now do that, now Elon has spent 1.5
five
billion
billion.
billion
Mhm.
on Bitcoin, Dogecoin, right? He's jumped into that world. And he, like you said, the tweets are out there and the tweets are saying, why not? Why didn't I do this sooner? I get it. You got to create some kind of hype,
Now,
especially
but
if now you're going to start to take that kind of currency, right?
and let's be clear, even though he was hyping the other coin, he did not invest in that other coin. He invested in Bitcoin, right? Because
That's right.
that's what the proven Ethereum,
Uh
Bitcoin,
huh. Uh
those
huh.
big
Uh huh.
makers. That's the ones you want to invest money. I would, if anyone's out there that wants to get into
Bitcoin.
cryptocurrency, which I actually bought my first $25. Right, I was like, let me
Congratulations.
start. Let
Congratulations.
right, yeah, it's never too
Congratulations.
late.
Let's get a little microphone thing in there, a little electronic clap in there when you get a chance.
But anyways, no. But I think it's important to tell people that even though if you're buying Bitcoin and off these exchanges, eventually once you have at least like $500 or something, you want to buy a ledger where you can move your money off these websites because they just say that right now it's at $44,000 per Bitcoin. Right, you're buying percentages of you don't
Of
have to buy the
course.
whole coin,
No,
but
no,
you can
no.
buy percentages. But if it does go up to 100,000 or 600,000 that they say that eventually it could go, right? You don't want this all your Bitcoins in the exchanges. Now, be cautious. It can go up like it can go down. Like nobody's saying that it can
Yeah.
go up to the moon.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is if these companies and you leave your money or your Bitcoin in their exchange, nothing prevents them from taking off with your Bitcoin. So
No,
it's
of course
important.
not.
So it's important to you to move it to a cold storage or a ledger where, and there's plenty of YouTube out there
It's
that
basically explain. You might want to explain
so
that what that means.
so there,
It's a place where you can house your Bitcoin, right? A place where you can place it, protect it.
so there's different types, right? There's of course, we all know that hard cold storage where they put in a USB and they lose it and it's gone forever.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows that, but yeah.
Well, but I'm sure they hear stories about the guy that lost like I don't know millions of dollars and it's in a dump somewhere. So with with the Nano X ledger, which what that does is a mini computer, and they give you a specific code. You have a long
I
password
believe it's
code.
cloud-based, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I was about to
Yeah.
say. So you get those codes and you store them on a piece of paper on your phone, store them multiple places if you want. What that does, it gives you access to your money, but it's your money, it's your Bitcoin's on the blockchain, which is super encrypted, and there's nobody that can get access to it. So if you
Which is
lost
why
in your
it's your
house,
ledger, because that shows that
yeah,
you own it. That's the problem
yeah,
with the blockchain. But anyway, go ahead.
yeah. So let's just say your house catches on fire and you burn your ledger or whatever. As long as you have the codes, all you got to do is just buy a brand new ledger. It's like 70 to 100 bucks. And
Yeah,
then all you get your codes and boom, you have access back to all your money. So
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
important, that's the main difference.
yeah. Listen, I'm backing you up on this, okay? I'm backing you up on this. I'm supporting the conversation. I'm allowing the topic on content. This, I believe I brought this up. I'm not a Bitcoin fan. I don't believe in the recognition of it. I'm not into the recognition of it because the federal government's not recognizing it. I think it's a matter
They
of
don't want to,
time. Look,
they
I
don't want to
believe it's a matter.
recognize it because the money is losing value, dude. We're losing 3% of a value per dollar. And
Yeah.
obviously when you got this, if Elon, let's just go, right? I mean, just
That's the
think
thing.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's the
Elon is
thing.
the first wave. Is the first wave of these people. Who else is going to start accepting Bitcoin as a actually
Which is
commodity as
huge
far
for
as
the Bitcoin market.
correct? Because
Now
now you got
listen,
to go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Now the thing is, other people accept it, and those of you that are listening, other people do accept the Bitcoin. The difference with that is it's a lot of the black market stuff, right? That's my concern, right? You start getting into the corruption, you start getting into crime, bro. If you want to buy if you want to get into sexual trafficking, I'm not saying you do, okay? And
But you got to
this subject
remember,
is a very difficult subject for me because I completely disagree in all this mess. But people do that in the black market and they pay with Bitcoin, right? Because
well,
it's untraceable.
technically it's not untraceable.
If
It's
you
a
have, if you don't keep a ledger, right?
no, it's a what happens is the blockchain, you can see IP addresses, right? So you can see that my IP address send the Bitcoin to your IP address, and everything with the blockchain is if more people start adapting it, blockchain is more like an accounting that's going to track
The
everything
problem is you
from
cannot monetize the blockchain. You can't monetize it. How do you monetize the blockchain? That's where the money is,
well,
not in
that's
the
kind of more of
Bitcoin.
a
I could care less about the coin. I want the blockchain. That's why I struggle
that's
with it.
why so that's why a lot of people need to start investing in Ethereum. Ethereum is more of the backbone of all these Bitcoins. It's the blockchain of it. And that's the one that I'm going to start investing a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to buy like, and it doesn't have to be a lot. You can buy percentages again. You can buy $100 a month if you want, or $50 of Bitcoin, or $50 of Ethereum, and just play it out, right? But you were talking about the black market, but it's going to, I think with Elon showing us here is that I think a lot of more people are going to accept it. Like, say, if you own your house, Carlos, and I want to buy it, so
Yeah.
you'll be like, hey, I don't know,
Wire it.
give me 3 Bitcoins, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not percentages, because say you're gonna sell me the house for 150. They just
Of
round off
course.
numbers. You
Of
can say,
course.
give me 3 Bitcoins. I'll be like, here you go. Where's your ledger? Boom, send it. It's gone. You know it's on your account. We signed the paperwork and done. So that's kind of what he's saying. You're gonna be able to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. They're gonna accept it. I think the government it doesn't want to accept it, dude, because obviously they don't have no control. There's no control over your money whatsoever. The
No control.
IRS is not gonna,
No control.
especially if you have it on the ledger. IRS can't hit you for that money. I mean, you can get arrested and stuff. I mean, I'm not
Of
telling
course.
people
Of
not to,
course.
but you know, see what I'm saying?
But
It's
do you
not
see
like,
what I'm saying too, right? You say
yeah.
that and it's like, okay, do you see what I'm saying too? That's why I
Oh no, for
struggle with
sure.
Bitcoin. That's why I
It's like,
struggle. That's why I struggle, everybody, with Bitcoin. That's why you don't hear me get so involved in it. That's why you don't hear me get jump all in this, is because the liability for me, excuse me, the liability for me is so much more up there than other things when it comes to Bitcoin and the blockchain and cryptocurrency. That's just me. But I hear what you're saying. I know you're a fan. And I'll say this. I will admit this. I'll admit this. It's just a matter of time.
Correct.
But
So
we've
here's the
got to
thing.
figure out all this before we can get to that. That's me.
Well, the thing is, are you willing to risk that money, right? So I'm kind of
No.
willing to risk the money that's in there. No, I'm just saying. And right now I only got $25, so there's not much to risk there anyway. But let's just say I'm gonna start putting more and more and more and see where it goes, because what I
So
don't
what's
want
your
to
cap?
do.
Let me ask you this. What's your cap on this? What are you going to walk away if right now, if no one's going to say nothing and you're just going to say, you know what, I'm going to do it today. What's going to be your cap in this game?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep going as much as I can go, because I think honestly, I
So
think
is this
like you
like a
said.
monthly $25 deposit?
No, let's just say it's $100 a month deposit, right? You do 75 Ethereum, maybe the rest of it you do Bitcoin, or maybe it's half and half, and then you just see where it goes. What happens if they 5-6 years from now it starts accepting and it's the same it's almost the same value as gold. Actually, right now it's worth more than gold
It is
because it's
more worth. Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
backed up by something, right?
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
all I'm trying to say is,
It's kind of like
if
our
you're
cash. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. It's backed up
if
by
you
something.
have, all I'm saying is, if you have money and you're willing to throw it away, potentially, right? Because you always got that risk, and you want to do it. You can be an early adopter, and then who knows? Maybe Bitcoin does go up to where they're saying 600,000 a Bitcoin 6-7 years from now, and you got left behind because you were like, I'm not a big believer. And so I would say approach this with caution. We're not no experts. Do your own research. Follow people. There's tons of YouTube videos out there explaining it. And
So
proceed
here's
with
what I
caution.
say. Here's what I say on February the 12th, which is today. Guys. You'll hear this in a couple of days. As of February the 12th, I don't recommend it. On February 12th, you're all about it. So at this point, we agree to disagree, right? I do. I agree to disagree. I struggle with it. I'll probably continue to struggle with it. And I'll just be real with you, man. I'm being real with you.
So my stance as of today,
Yeah.
me, Alex, here, I'm telling you guys right now, is I would say proceed with caution. If you believe in it, invest in it with caution. And if you don't believe on it, maybe wait. Invest in something that's been proven through the years that you can compound your money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think
Compounding is the way it goes. Yeah, compounding is the way to go. Absolutely.
obviously, but
Absolutely.
I think crypto it's here to stay. I think it's gonna be accepted.
Yeah.
We'll see from 10 years from now. But
I agree. No, I agree. I agree.
and
I'm with you. I believe we're
I don't
more
want to,
advanced today than where we were 5 years ago. It's
yeah,
incredible.
and I don't want to miss out. And then if I do miss out, I mean, if I do lose some of that money, I mean,
It's not everything you've got. That's the
to
key,
me,
right? That's the
it's
key. And we've always
diversified.
said that. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
diversified. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And we've always said that to those of you that are listening. If you're going to invest, just make sure that you don't put all those eggs in that basket, because when you begin to put everything you've got into one thing, the volatility is ridiculous. Your liabilities are just moments away, one decision away, one CEO's decision. Check this out. One CEO's decision. You invest in one company, and all it takes is one bad decision from a CEO, and you lose thousands and thousands of dollars. Believe me.
Everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, diversification is key. Absolutely. I agree with that, Alex.
Think about this hedge funds, right? The ones that were betting a lot, everything on the downfall of GameStop.
Oh yeah.
Market turned it around by Wall Street bets, like we've been talking about, and immediately lost billions of dollars.
Yeah, man.
Those hedge funds. So just be careful. Always be diversified in your portfolio, and we'll leave it at that, and we'll come back to that because obviously that's going to be a revolving topic.
For sure.
Bitcoin and but tell me, Carlos, do you have any dating hacks?
I don't know why you're
hacks
getting
for
into
cooking?
dating hacks. We talked about dating last week. I don't know why you want to. All right, fine.
No, Just
Fine,
give
I'll
me the
give you some of
point of
these
view
dating
of
hacks.
dating hacks, cooking at home. What do you got? So give us something, man. The people
Man,
want to know.
let's switch
The
it up a little
people
bit,
are
right?
requesting. Yeah,
The
let's go.
people want to know, how do I do it? I get it. I should write a book. Oh, wait. So listen, so here's where I'm at. So we were talking about dating last week. And as we're talking about dating, I was one of the things that came to my mind is, what about when you invite that individual, that person that you want to show her or him something different, right? I believe men, there's some guys out there who can cook, man. Don't get me wrong. There are some guys out there who can cook and know how to throw down, and that's their gift. And congratulations, fellas. I mean,
Mhm.
way to go. I burned some rice in a heartbeat. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's certain things that when you allow another person that you're interested in to come to your place, and you would definitely want to show off, right? And I'm not talking, I'm not talking about Netflix and chill. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, if you're gonna get to Netflix and chill, sure, but at some point you got to wow that other individual, and sometimes the wowing is in that meal. You could always go out, absolutely. You could always go out to dinner, and you could show off. Like I said the other day, you could take it, roll big. You can roll out and go to STK downtown Atlanta if that's what you want to do. But sometimes you want to remind that individual that there's certain things that you can do. But I'm going to share with you a secret that I do, Alex, when it comes to cooking. I am the worst, bro. If anybody can burn a Pop Tart, it's me. If anybody out there can burn a Pop Tart, it's me. Okay, but I have gotten creative, right? I've gotten creative, and as we're talking about these hacks,
Delivery, guys. He's talking about delivery.
one of the things that I do, man, is I don't do delivery. I don't, because it's the delivery.
Nah, I'm just
There's
kidding.
something about presentation that gives it away. Like, there's no way you cook this at home, right? You still got to make it look ugly. You still got to make it look sloppy, but you got to remember what you're serving, right? And for me, I always run. I don't know about you, man, but I always go to pasta. And I'm not a big fan of pasta. I'm not a big fan of pasta. But the reason I go into pasta, why do you think I go into pasta?
You can't burn it? What?
You can't burn it, right? You take that bad boy out of the pan and you throw it against the wall, and if it sticks,
Yeah.
still needs a little bit of time, right? If it falls, it's ready. And here's the thing. You could always buy the sauce, right? Always buy the sauce ready to go. It's already made. You can add water. You can add milk, whether it's Alfredo, whether it's tomato, and just get it going if that's what you want to do, right? Right?
Yep.
You can go to Walmart and get the chicken that's already made with the lemon pepper seasoning and shred that chicken up. What is that face about, man? See, you are so bougie. So bougie.
No,
Listen,
dude.
what's
This
wrong with
chicken
that
is
chicken
not
at
good.
Walmart? What's
No,
wrong
so
with the
look,
chicken at Walmart?
I
Okay,
can cook better chicken than that. I can make better seasoning chicken than that. It was like
It's because
you could throw it in.
the season lacks something. That's why when you take it home, the key is it just saves you time from cooking a whole chicken.
Sure.
Right? It saves you that time. Then you can season it at home. But that's one of the things that I do is I take that chicken, right? I take that chicken. Of course, debone it, I guess we can call it. Debone it, take it out, cut it up, put it in my pasta, right? Put my sauce in. The salad's already packaged, right? You put the salad in a nice little salad area.
Guys, listen up, guys. So the salad's already made. Okay, keep going.
The salad is already made, bro. You go to
Get the
Publix.
Olive Garden. Get the Olive Garden croutons.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Get
sir.
the Olive Garden croutons. Get the seasoning. Get the sauce. I mean, the dressing. Put it in a nice little saucer with this, the little small spoons that nobody knows what those spoons are for, right? But we put it in there, right? So they can put it in there if that's what they want to do. So now you've got the salad, right? You got the salad.
Yep.
You got the dressing.
You got pasta with chicken and
you got the pasta. You got the
salad.
chicken.
Okay.
All right. Then you put in that garlic bread that's already made, that's already frozen, that you buy it at the store. Just cut it up in small pieces, right? Cut it up in small pieces. Some of them are already cut for you. That Texas toast style. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Get the nice Italian bread kind. They'll sell it at Publix. There's a Publix near you somewhere. Put it in the oven. 10, 15 minutes. Get that brown color on top. Pull it out. Cut it up as it's already should be, but cut it up a little bit more if that's what you want to do. Serve it on a nice serving tray, right? You get that?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you're ready to go. You're ready to go. Now,
Okay.
you certainly
So,
want to do some. For me, I would pair it. I would pair it with a darker wine. I wouldn't do a white wine unless that's something that that the other individual. But I would pair it with a darker wine, and before you know it, you've got a voila meal, man. And all that took right
so
is
you're
about
more of
30
a
minutes of
dry.
creativity.
You're more of a dry or wet wine,
I like it wet for sure.
for sure. Now, but have you ever really tried to experiment with just something new?
Such as what, like pizza bites?
So guys, so no, so after you kind of say you're in a
But
relationship for
what's
a
your? I
little
mean,
while.
what's your move? What's your move? What's
No, no,
what
no.
is your
So
move? What is your move? Like
no,
honestly.
look, listen. I agree with everything you're saying. I
Okay.
tend to stick to things that I know. I've done chicken. I like the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I've
It's because
stick to
fajita meat is so easy, right? It's so
yeah. But I
yeah.
also no, but I also do like thick cut steaks. I try to cook them. Do some sweet potatoes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put them in a pan. I've also done baked potato, some
Okay.
or just
Okay.
any kind of potato or sweet
Yeah.
potatoes,
What do
right?
you use, Mrs.
Well,
Dash? Do you use Mrs. Dash?
No, what I do is I just put the potato, like sweet potato, for example, cut them in like little sections or
Yeah.
cubes, throw
Yeah.
them in a pan, let it just steam, cook, get it nice and neat. Maybe put a
Mhm.
little bit of brown sugar in there, and then that's it, right? Now, for prior to that, you put a little olive oil
Yeah.
and a
Yeah. Yeah.
little bit
You
of
know,
black pepper on your sweet potato. On the meat, you can do some Himalaya salt, right? Sprinkle a little bit on that steak, and then put it in a skillet pan.
you don't like
So
that
I've done
ionized, that lady with the umbrella. You don't like that salt.
nah, just you want some good
You
salt,
know, tell
some
you
nice
shake. Your mom, yes, that you shake.
no. You don't want that really fine salt. You want more of a
you
like
want that
a
Himalayan, right? You want that Himalayan.
you just want the nice sea salt. And
Man,
I
the
think
don't chills when I said that Himalayan salt. Man, you got that good salt. That's good. That's
dude,
good.
that's good. It's good salt. Get it out when you get your best steak out. Put it on there, right? So, but I've also experimented. Here, let me tell you. You ever experiment and try something new, and
So what
so
did you
I've come,
do? What is your
so I could,
new?
yeah. So no, I just tried something new, something that I've never cooked before, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, so I told my wife, hey, I cook it or whatever. I was like, oh, this is delicious. You need to try. Oh man, this is so awesome. And then internally, I was like, I knew I screwed up. It tastes terrible, guys. Terrible, terrible. But
Hey,
anyways,
what was it, bro? What was it?
I don't remember, but I've done it like two
What?
or three times. I've done it three or three times. I try something, I'll be like, "You gotta try this. It's just so delicious." And I've got my whole plate and everything, and I let her try it. As soon as she tries, I'm like, "Ah, yeah, it's just terrible. I'm gonna throw it away." I was like, "Don't eat that." I was just kidding. And then you gotta go to a sandwich or something because you already screwed
Oh
up the whole
man.
dinner.
Did
But
you
like,
how much did you spend on that, man? What did you spend on that? What did
no,
you throw
I
that?
mean,
I spent a good
it's
$30, 32, $33.
yeah, it's hard to say because I have it already in mind and it's part of the your grocery bills. You get it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this and see how it goes, and you
Yeah.
try it and hey, you fail, you get back up and you try again.
That's right.
That's
You
all I
dust
gotta say.
yourself off and you try it again, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. But that's my hack. I mean, that is my hack when, we're talking about dating and how you're going to impress a girl in 2020, 2021, whatever you want to call it. For me, if we're talking about meals and they're coming over and you want to wow, right? You want that wow effect. You want that wow factor and you want to show them that you can cook. Now, make sure they don't go in the trash can and see where you bought the chicken and everything you've
So
done. You want to make sure you cover those steps, right? Because at the
yeah,
end of the day, you want to make sure that I spend some time on this, right?
so typically is you get a big old like let's say it's a ribeye steak or a New York steak cut.
Yeah,
That's typically what I
nice
would
little
do
fillet.
was yeah, or with some sweet potato, and
Yeah,
then but I left out, of course, was the salad. So I'll follow your advice on that. Is I'll do the salad, get that Mexican fork cheese, right? It's sell it at Walmart, Publix, anywhere. You get that. You
cojita.
put you put a little bit of the cheese, the croutons, and
Yeah,
whatever dressing you like, and
yeah.
there you go, complete meal. And make sure you don't overcook that steak, please, guys. Medium
Sear
rare
it just
to
enough, about 140
medium rare
degrees.
medium rare to medium. If you're overcooking that steak, Come on, you're ruining a steak.
You
Whoever
ruin a
gets it
steak. That's right. You
well
gotta let
done,
it bleed a little bit. It's
well
gotta
done,
bleed a poquito.
dude.
Just when you
It's not
cut in.
blood.
Oh,
It's
that's a
not,
little bit.
it's not, it's not
What is
blood.
it?
But
What is it?
anyways,
What is it? What is it?
it's
Just
just a
food coloring?
presentation. Yeah, it's food coloring presentation to make it look nice and red. Come on, guys. The If you guys want blood, that's when they slit the throat of the cow, and it's right. But
Yeah. Now
anyways,
listen.
Carlos, let's go to one of your favorite topics here, man. Come on, let's jump in it. I know we're circling, but I know you're dying to get to this topic, man.
Listen, man, I'm telling you,
Come
we're
on,
talking
man.
about relationships, right?
Yeah,
Apparently, last week, people want us to talk about relationships because people don't want to hear about politics. People want to hear a little bit about investing. They want to hear a little bit about money, but they want to hear about, dating, and they want a little bit of gossip. Well, let's talk about a little bit of gossip, right?
what
Let's
you got?
talk a
What you
little bit
got? Come
about
on,
dating.
man.
What is this about Khloe Kardashian? Khloe Kardashian. Now, listen, we're not going to talk about the Kardashians coming off air after 20 years. We're not talking about that. That's not the conversation. Don't make me upset. My point is, Khloe Kardashian all of a sudden wants another baby with Tristian Thompson, right? Where
Yeah,
this man went AWOL in a weird, crazy way. Let's use the word AWOL. Went crazy and decided to just publicly go out and chase these women. Man is caught on camera, right? Has no
yeah,
shame, shows up in the delivery room while his first child is being born, even though he just literally the night before just got caught. And all of a
yeah.
sudden she says, well, I want to have another baby. I don't know about you, Alex, but at some point, and I listen, ladies, I'm saying this to you. I don't know how you feel. I don't know your position on this. I don't know how you feel about this situation. You may not know about the situation, but now you do. I will say that from a guy's standpoint, I don't know about you, Alex, but from my standpoint, maybe it's just me. I would say, what are you doing?
No, no, I
What are
feel
you
the same
doing?
way. I feel the same way. What are
The
you
man
doing?
doesn't
Like,
value you. The man doesn't value you.
yeah,
He doesn't care about you. Let's be real.
yeah, he doesn't. You know, I feel the same way. Like, if he's not respecting you, and he did that, come on, it, and I'm not gonna
Multiple,
judge.
bro. Multiple women.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna judge the women that are put in a hard position where they're not financially able to, to come out on their own, right? There's women out there that feel trapped and feel like they have to be with a man
Of course, of
because
course.
they don't have no out, right? And
And maybe in this situation, she doesn't want another baby daddy, right?
no,
Maybe
no,
she doesn't
but
want
look,
another baby daddy.
but listen, dude, it doesn't matter, right? This woman has money, first of all,
Oh, plenty.
she-
Yeah, yeah, plenty.
right? So why are you gonna put yourself in like so low, right?
Yeah, man.
Let me
Yeah,
say that again. Why she got to put herself so low? If
yeah,
she's got
yeah.
money, she wants another kid, she can easily get a sperm donor or do whatever. Go get someone else and be like, hey, I just want to have a kid. No obligations. Here, just sign the waiver that it's all mine. But why are you gonna go back to somebody that treated you so bad? First of all,
Yeah.
didn't give you your place in time.
And this guy also already has a baby mama with somebody else's baby. You know that, right?
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you do that? You got
Look,
the liberties that other women don't have. And this is why money doesn't solve all the issues, because
no, it does
obviously this is
not.
this
No, no, no.
but of course it makes everything easier, right? But
Of
and
course,
she's
of
got
course.
all the easy routes that she can take, and she can value herself a little bit more. And dude, I don't
I
this
just
is
don't. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's a guy's thought process. Here's a guy, ladies, if you're listening, here's a guy's thought process. In other words, after this, and I keep coming back, and you keep taking me back, and you keep taking me back, and you keep
I'm
taking me
gonna do
back.
it again.
Guess what? I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, he's
I'm gonna
gonna
do
do
it
it again.
again. That door is wide open, and he hadn't even shut it. So what I say about this situation, Serge, is come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Another job.
no.
Now look, this is none of my business. This is none of my business, right? But you put it on people, right? You put it on people, you make your comments, you put it on television. Of course, some people's gonna, of course, somebody's gonna jump out and have an opinion about it.
Correct.
I get the love piece. You love somebody and you're gonna stick with them through and through. But after 6, 7 times and it's public,
You know what, Carlos? To your point right there, let me just say this. women.
Oh gosh, don't say they're cats, man. Stop.
No. Listen, dude, let that go. Women will not go back to a nail parlor that messed up their nails.
Mm.
They won't go back. Somebody mess up their hair.
What a
They mess
point.
up.
Preach.
They mess.
Say it
They
again.
mess up their hair. Look, they
Oh
mess up their
man,
hair.
yes.
They will not go back to that
Never.
hairstylist.
Never.
They'll be like,
She
I
did.
ain't touching. No,
She did wrong.
but
Yep.
they will go back to a man that treated them bad.
Man,
That's
Sergio.
over and
Man,
over, dude.
Alex. Yes. Yes.
Dude, this is just a point to tell you is like some women just like to be mistreated, dude. Like, come on, put your priorities in check. Know
Yeah.
where you're
Get
valued and where
yourself
not.
in check, right?
Yeah.
Get yourself in check. I agree, man. No. I totally agree. It just doesn't make sense. You are allowing the man to belittle you. And there may not be a conversation, right? There may not be a conversation that you guys or that they're having to say, look, I know you're just, when I do this, you're thinking less of me, and that's okay because no, that conversation, he is thinking I can do whatever I want to do because I got this chick. She's not going anywhere. She's gonna stick by my side no matter what. Do you agree with me or not? That's the way we think as men. They're not going nowhere. And for her, it's not about money. It's not about security, right? It's the public image, right? For her, it's important, this public image. But is it, right?
Or is it maybe you think she can't? She's probably thinking to herself, I can't find somebody else at my same level. But
Yeah.
obviously, there's a bunch of
I mean,
women that
could
are
be.
able to.
Could
Maybe
be a
she's not
self
looking
thing.
at the dude. She's looking into basketball players. Like, come on, find maybe another guy that's more in business. Somebody's got a more level head. I don't know. And I'm not talking about basketball players. That's all they're thinking. But
Although
if
there are
she's
some
just
pretty basketball players and pretty smart businessmen. Yeah, I'll give you that.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just
Maybe
kind of
drop
saying
it
it's
down a
like,
class, right? Drop it down a class. Maybe don't go so celebrity status, right? But
yeah,
that's the
correct.
thing. It again, that goes back to public image. So is
Yeah.
this decision truly and solely based
But do you want to
on
be happy? But do you want to be
yeah,
happy, or do you
yeah,
want to be just an image? Because
yeah,
obviously we know what happened, right? You had
yes.
Kim. How many times have Kim's got married and divorced, married and divorced, married and divorced? Now she's talking about divorcing Kanye, right? We don't know what that is, and rumors. It could, for all we know, they can go back
Man.
together. But if you're looking for that image, it's been proven that it doesn't. People that actually found love, even though they're celebrities, tend to last a little bit longer, right?
In a way leads to the next topic, but at some point, and I thought she did this. I thought she did this, and she got to a point where she said, "You know what? I'm done. I'm letting this go." After the whole Jordan thing and got involved with Kylie and the friend, and yeah, and then you get into the Larsa thing. Apparently, he dated Larsa. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, a
It's
little
just
bit.
it's just so much drama, right? But my point is, at one point you were on television, you were on social media, and people were backing you up. Girl, you got this. You don't need no man. You can do this. Woman
Revenge.
empowerment, right?
You created
Yeah,
a show all around about
revenge
revenge
body,
body.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. I got this. I don't need nobody. Okay, that's great. Move on, but you got to
But
learn
then
to
you
let it go, and then you come back,
correct.
right? Right? And this is
That's why
where
you
we get
can't.
into the next subject, right? When we talk about the rules of life.
Yeah, correct. And that's to lighten up the mood and change a little bit of topic. And I just want to say before we jump into it, this is going to be a 7-part series. We're going to space this out through our the upcoming shows.
That's
And
right.
the first one of the 7 rules of life is number 1. And why don't you go ahead and lay it out for us?
Look, rule number 1, and these are 7 rules. Now, listen, there may be a time as we're having these discussions where I'm going to say, Alex, I don't know about you, man, but I feel like we need to take this one away and add this one, or let's add to the 7 and let's make it an 8 and a 9, because, everyone has their own philosophy, right? Everyone maneuvers life in a certain way. Everyone, when they wake up in the morning and they have their morning routine, as we just discussed earlier, everybody knows what their day is going to look like, or somewhat look like. But everyone at the end of the day, when they start their day and put that in drive and they go, right? There's a rule of life. There's a philosophy that you live by. And at some point throughout the day, that philosophy, that viewpoint, that perspective, the way you see life begins to play itself out, right? And there's some things that come along the way that are exciting and they're unexpected. And I truly believe that. However, there are some rules in life. There are some parameters in your life that you have to begin to set, right? Whether it's friends, let's go there,
Hmm.
right? Let's go there.
Oh, so hold on. Before we go into
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
let's let's go ahead and just let them know. So and we're gonna expand on
So
this. This
number
is why
one, yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
so that's why we're breaking it out in different series of through the shows, right? Coming up. But number one is let it let it go. Never ruin a good day by thinking about a bad day yesterday, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And now you can, and then we'll expand a little bit. I'll give my opinion here in a second, but go ahead and say so what you were about to say.
Listen, for me, when it comes to letting something go, sometimes it's a friend, right? Sometimes it's a relationship, right? Sadly. Sometimes it could you can get into it could be a marriage, right? It could be a marriage which is in connection to a relationship, right? Sometimes it could
Mhm.
be a job, right? Sometimes it could be a profession. Sometimes it could be something that you're so connected to, that you're so immersed in, Alex, that at some point you have to get to a point in your life where if it is not uplifting you, if it is not encouraging you, if it is not helping your life, bro, at some point you got to let it go. And that's the problem. We live in a day where it is hard for us to let it go. I mean, we see memes all the time. We see shows on television all the time that we always run back, right? We always run back to the folly, right? We always run back to the mess. The problem is you create this cycle, and you may not realize it or not, Alex, but when we begin to live in this cycle, everything starts to fall into that cycle, right? You compromise with one situation to go back into that cycle, and all of a sudden you have created, right, cycles, multiple cycles in your life that you cannot get out of because you have allowed them to remain and to stay. And you get to this point, brother, that you don't even learn to let it go. It is not even an option to let it go. So when I think about these 7 rules in life, and you look at the first one, when you talk about let it go, don't let certain things ruin the day that you kick off because of something that happened yesterday. Don't let it trigger the day that's today because it's something new, right? But when you're
Yeah.
stuck in that cycle, you never get to see the newness because you're stuck in the oldness.
Yep. So think about it like this, man. How many times we've all got somebody that did something to us, right? You kind of mentioned all the scenarios,
Yeah,
family, loved
yeah,
ones, friends, right? And one of the things is if you harbor hatred or dislike towards something that happened so long ago, you don't allow yourself to grow mentally, spiritually, and allow you to actually even in your workspace grow. If somebody did something to you, even at work, one of your colleagues or whatever, co-workers,
yeah,
and
yeah, of course.
we tend to be like, dude, I'm gonna hold resentment towards that person instead of just like, you know what, let it go. Maybe this guy is not in the rightful state. Maybe he's jealous of where I'm at in my position, because maybe you're outworking him, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you're doing
You're
what you're supposed to
outperforming
do.
him.
You're
Absolutely.
outperforming him. People see that, add value, and if something, maybe I don't know, your dad left you, your mom left you, whatever the case may be, if you harbored any will towards them, I don't think it allows you to grow. So it's better just to say, you know what, I let that go. I let it push it in the past. You feel a weight lifted off your shoulders as you move forward and allow you to do you versus the other person still hating you for whatever reason.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
would say don't focus on other people. Let things go. Things that happened in the past, just let it go. It doesn't mean you have to forget. A lot of people get that confused. Uh, Forgetting versus forgiving, right?
Right,
Right.
right.
So
Because
you can for
you're not really forgiving if you haven't forgotten, right?
true, right?
Yeah,
But you can also say, "Hey, I'm gonna let this be past. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna let this person do whatever they need to, and
yeah.
I'm gonna move on." Right? So that's kind of you can you can forgive that
That's right.
person,
Yeah.
Even though you're not going to forget what happened, right? But you
Uh-huh.
can be
Uh-huh.
like, you know what? I put that to the side. I'm
Yeah.
past that. I
Yeah.
move on. And guess
Yeah.
what? Sometimes they may need that reaching hand. You can help them. It was like, hey, dude, you needed
Yeah.
help. That's all it was. You could have just asked, right?
Yeah. That's
And
right.
I mean,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? In other words, you can don't let people stop you. You gotta have set goals for yourself and just move past that. Move forward. Keep going. Keep going. Don't
That's
worry
right.
about what's
That's
behind
right.
because you gotta have that mentality of where you want to go,
Yeah.
especially if you're trying to create a wealth for yourself. You
Yeah.
can't let those little things bother you. And
Yeah.
then another subject, we'll end up talking about what's rich versus wealth, and we'll touch that on another episode, just so people can know the difference. And there's a ton of videos out there, but that's my opinion on that, Carlos, dude. Just you got to learn to let things go, man.
And that's why I think this whole Khloe and Tristian, situation really kind of highlights this next option, right? Or this next piece in the show when we talk about these 7 rules of life and how these 7 rules of life apply in your life. Look, this doesn't mean you have to take it on, right? This doesn't mean you have to, listen to what we say, and implement it. You can listen and we appreciate the listen, but the implementation is up to you, right? The how you're going to fill your cup after you listen to us, because the goal is, and I try to mention this every show, that you walk away that you've gained some kind of enlightenment, right? That you have walked away with some form of empowerment, that you walked away saying, you know what, that was worth my 45 minutes to an hour. That was worth, because here's what I pulled from it. But in all of this, Alex, this is absolutely right, man. If there's anything in life you want to start out off of, you got to let things go, right? You got to forgive. You got to move on. Look, as the good book says, you got to guard your heart. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be real. You got to guard your heart and you got to press on and face for what lies ahead. I mean, that's the way I see life. And it has turned out quite well for me. I'm not going to lie, but there are things in my life that I had to let go for the sake of me. I'm going to say that again.
Correct.
And sometimes I had to let go of things
And they're hard,
in
right?
my life. Yeah. For the
And it
sake
was
of
a
me.
hard.
Because that's right. Because here's the thing. If I didn't, because of pressures, you go back to this whole Khloe Kardashian thing, right? The only reason she's in this is because of the pressure that she's getting from all angles. And that's the whole thing, is that sometimes we have a hard time letting things go because of pressures. So at some point, this is healthy for you to let it go. So the reason I did that, it was because it was needed for me. We get to a point in life where we try not to be selfish. We think that is a selfish thing when we don't do things for ourselves. Oh, that's just selfish. I can't do that for me, right? And that's the thing. At some point, you are going to have to learn to be selfish when it comes to you, Alex.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's when you have to get to this point. And when you're looking at this rules of your life, because you're at some point, you're going to have to define the rules of your life, right? You're going to have to set some parameters, right? Whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you have uncles or aunts or brothers and sisters, and how you interact and the way this looks, and how does it, how do you handle life, and how does this work, right? At the end of the day, when you set these parameters, you set these philosophies, you set these rules for your life, and how you interact really falls into these rules of life. So if anything, I would say to any of us that are listening, man, is start these rules of life by understanding that you are incredibly valuable, and you should
Mhm.
not be held back by anything that happened yesterday or that was triggered because of someone else, because now it's getting the best of you.
And
That's my
and
opinion.
yeah, no, for sure. And then we'll end up touching a little bit about some of the deeper scenarios in the different different episodes of those hardships, right? And we'll
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
go a
man.
little bit more personal about our experiences and everything. But with this, man, I agree 100%. And just to wrap up that 7 rules of life for this episode is you got to learn to let it go.
Yep.
Just let it go and move
Yep.
past that. And we're gonna these next couple topics, we're gonna do a rapid fire and just uh,
Pew, pew,
just because
pew.
we're running out of time.
We
And
really are. Yeah. And I really
yeah,
don't want
but
to talk about this, Alex. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't want to talk about Trump. I don't want to talk about politics.
no,
Look, have noticed that our listeners don't want to hear about politics. We see it in the analytics. We see it when we look at it because we really do read the responses and the way when someone cuts off the show or drops off or fast forwards, we know that that's not a topic that you like. And I don't want to talk about it, but you got to know what's going on around you. And you got to know that right now there is a trial on our previous president, and he got some lawyers, and these lawyers are jacking this
funneling. Yeah.
up, bro. They're messing
funneling
this case up. Yeah.
I don't know if you.
What's your opinion on this?
Dude, I don't know if you read it. I read a little bit of the transcript of what the lawyer was saying, and I couldn't make heads or tails of what he was trying to point out. Like I don't know if anybody is out there. Try to just look for. I mean, he got his name right, you know. But go out and read it and just see. Is like, I don't know. It's he fumbled through it. I couldn't get a point. I didn't even know what he was trying to say. And honestly, we're gonna know obviously as scenarios evolve, and we're gonna know more in detail as it progresses. But man, honestly, dude, this Trump trial, we'll see what happens. But right now, if I was him, I would be worried. That's what I would say. Is I would be worried if that's your head prosecutor, defender, lawyer that you have. Is like I would be looking for another shark like the one you had before, right? So that's my opinion. I don't want to go too. I don't want to go too much in detail, but I think, dude, it's like it's bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So if anything, we want to encourage you all is read up on the news, find out what's going on, because this is a mess, guys. This is a mess, and we may have another. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but a lot of people are saying we could have another civil war in our hands. Did you hear about this? Are the people you're reading saying this?
I don't know if we'll get to that point. We'll see what happens, but
looking at politics, there's some stimulus money coming our way, right?
Yeah, correct. So that's
helping out people right now. That's what matters.
And that's one of the topics, right? The stimulus check that Biden's trying to approve, $1,400 per
2,000 with the 600 from last time, right? If you make under a certain, as a head of household or as a single filing.
Yeah, single filing, or I think jointly like 150, you receive 1,400 per person or whatever, and even 1,400 per kid. I'd be curious to see how this all plays out in the long run. I think they need to help the people that need help.
That's right. Focus on those. Don't focus on everybody else who's got it, right? Who's got it made right now.
Because dude, I don't know how much money we have to pay back, and how this is gonna affect our economy in the long run.
Did you hear what the other proposal is? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but did you hear what the other proposal is?
No.
So apparently the new proposal is that a family of four, this is just an example, a family of four this year. Now remember, the deciding vote is going to be Miss Kamala Harris, because she breaks that tiebreaker. But right now, what's being said is a family of four. If this second option, right, if this second proposal kicks in, a family of four can get up to $12,000 in revenue this year. 12 grand. Ladies and gentlemen, that could be a part-time job, right? That could be a nice part-time job that you just created an additional $12,000 a year, right? A year you generated an additional revenue stream within what you're doing. And the government has the ability to do this, and they might make this happen. So my point to this, or the reason I say this, is think about your money, folks. Think about your money. Think about what you're doing with your money. Think about how what your finances are going to look like. Don't get so excited about these stimulus checks, because remember, there is no sustainability in this. I've said this once, I've said it 1,000 times. Sustainability is key in life, right? You talk about being rich, you talk about being wealthy. This is a key, and you need to understand that this is not going to be forever, right? This is not going to last. There is no sustainability in this. So make sure that whatever heads your way, whatever hits that bank account, baby girl, right? Whatever hits that bank account, remember to think about tomorrow, because you just don't know. That's my take on all these stimulus check stuff, man.
Yeah, you gotta be. So what I've been doing, we get these stimulus checks, and everybody's at a different ranges, right? But
of course, but now this third lapse I mean, of course, not everybody's going to get this third lapse.
Yeah, but what I typically do with any of that stuff is I throw it all in the market. You know,
Hmm.
it's a good thing or a bad thing. It depends, but I'm not counting on any of that. So it's like I try to pick the right investments. I do my research and I try to buy the ones that I can hold for a long period of time that I know
Yeah,
they can pay me dividends and stuff and grow, right? Because
of course, of
that's the
course,
whole point.
of course, of
And
course.
but anyways,
So
we'll
that's the
keep talking.
politics for the day. That's as much as we're going to give you.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you agree, Alex? We're not going to get too much into this because we don't want
No,
to lose you as a viewer. We don't want to lose you as a listener. But you need to know what's going on. You need to know that money is on its way. Could happen before the end of March when it comes to stimulus checks is additional $1,400 per person. And then when you talk about this Trump trial, this is going to be a mess. He could get indicted, even though he has said he's not going to show up in court. This is a mess, guys. So we just want you
yeah.
informed. That's it. But, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Alex, this next piece, and we'll zip right through it as well. But highlighting a small business. We talked about
Yes,
El
yes,
Rey del
yes.
Taco. We talked about El Rey del Taco a couple of weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago, highlighting small business in Atlanta. Even though I know you think this is a bougie restaurant, Alex.
No,
I know
it's
you think
good. I
that.
mean, the food looks good. Before you mention, I want to say the food does look good. I think
It's very. You've never been
eh,
here?
not to this place, but the
Call
food
me.
does look.
Call me and thank me when you go.
I think it is a little bougie for the pants, right? Of who are listeners out there. It's more of a like, I'll tell you what, guys,
Go.
are you
Yeah.
listening before he says it?
Do it.
This
Do it.
is a this is a good place to take someone on a first date.
I'm just
It is.
saying. I'm
It
just
is. It's
saying.
the food is presentable. The food is presentable. It's got variety of stuff.
Very
It's
creative. Very
it's
creative.
very creative. It's
Yeah.
almost like a chef style plating,
Yeah. It's a
which is very
Mexican.
good.
It has Mexican flair to it,
Mexican.
right?
It's got you're gonna have your tequilas or whatever, your mojitos, your margaritas in there. So go ahead and give them the name.
Listen, this is called Publico. Publico is located right off of 17th Street, right on Peachtree, if I'm not mistaken. You definitely don't want to miss. I believe it's actually, it's across the street, down the hill from STK. Yeah, right there, across the street, down the hill from STK. Man, this is one of
And
those
just in
places.
case,
Yeah, yeah. Go
I
ahead,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, and just in case people can't find it, is Publico, and then it's gonna have kitchen, tab, and social. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's how
yeah.
you're gonna know you got the right one.
And you want to go. And here's the thing, guys. Listen, if you're gonna do this and you're gonna take a lady out, okay, ladies, I'm gonna hook you up right now. Have your man take you. Say, hey, I heard about this one good place. They were talking about it in that really good podcast. Okay,
Yes,
listen.
WireTap, please.
El Guarda.
Subscribe.
So hit like. So here's the thing. If you go on a day, listen, here in Atlanta, it's been kind of chilly lately, but this weather is kind of crazy, and it sometimes tends to have a really nice day. If you're gonna do this, guys, it's got to be right on point. A good solid 65. They've got an outside seating. It's not even a patio. It's outside seating. The atmosphere is so incredibly chill. It's so relaxed, but it has a heightened level to it. Does that make sense? Where
Mhm.
it's chill, but it's also heightened. The food is the times that I've been, Alex, I have not been disappointed. The tacos are delicious. The bites are fantastic. I mean, they have chicharrones. You can get chicharrones, right? You can get
Yeah.
chicharrones. You can get guacamole, queso, tortilla
Oh,
chips.
straight on the
I mean,
corn. You got all kinds
oh,
of stuff,
straight
man.
up. I mean, it is incredible. It has that it has that Mexican flair. It's almost
With
like
an
tapas,
artistic.
right?
It's almost
Very
like
artistic.
very artistic. So that's why we're saying it's a very good place to go on a first date.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if anything, we're going to highlight this small business. It's going to be Publico, located in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, our recommendations that we try to give you is not to be, to take you somewhere where it's incredibly expensive and it's making a dent on your wallet. But we certainly want you to experience some good cuisine. And if you're trying to figure out what to do, where to go, that would be my recommendation that you try Publico out. As you can tell, Alex hasn't been yet. When he does, he'll probably comment about this and say, you're right, because I am always right when it comes to food. I think I
Nah.
consider myself a foodie.
So
But with that,
hey, no.
oh
Fun
no,
with that.
I'm not gonna let you get
No,
off. Yeah.
no, dude. you can't say that. Come on, I've been to so many places. I know you've been to so many places.
Oh my
And you know,
God.
guys, I was thinking about this, and let us know if this is a
Go
good.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was,
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think we should
Move
rate
it.
like for maybe our next one. We should rate
Yeah.
like our top 5 burger places across the U.S. that we've been to in what order, and I think that's a good one. But anyways, it'll be a small little piece.
You want me to
But
say
go
that? You
ahead.
want me to just go ahead and say it? You want me to just go
No,
say
no,
it? You
no,
want me
no,
to
no,
just
no,
go
no,
ahead and
no,
say
no,
what
no.
the best burger is? I'll
Watch.
say it right now. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no,
I
no,
got
no,
to.
no,
I got
black.
to.
No, no.
In and out.
Well, it's up there,
Ah.
but it's
If
up
we
there.
have any
But
listeners from Cali, send me an In-N-Out burger with the sauce.
uh,
With the
first of all, it's not
sauce.
good. It's
With
first
the
of all,
sauce.
it's not
It's not
gonna
gonna
be fresh.
happen. It's not
But
gonna be fresh.
anyways,
I don't
go
care.
ahead and
Shit.
give us our motivation vitamin for the day.
Listen, we always like to. We always like to talk about an crazy amount of topics, and sometimes we're all over when it comes to our topics, and we intentionally do that because we want to engage you. We want to engage you, and we've talked about this, that there are so many things that are going on in our world, but there is something that Alex triggered today. I had a specific quote laid out for today, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what they call is the Serenity Saying. Some people call it the Serenity Prayer, the Serenity Saying, and here's something that I want to leave you with on this show. It talks and it says, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, right? Courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'll say that again. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, my name is Carlos.
And this is Alex. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't forget, like, swipe up, whatever. You feel me?
Share it with your friends and family. Share it across. Anybody that wants to learn about financing, let them know. We're here to help.
All right, guys. We've said
See you
that.
guys.
Peace.
Peace.